Hey, what's up guys, this is FitDread, and I just want to make a video about Star Citizen because that's all that's on my mind lately. Basically, 3.18 came out, like, not last Friday, but the Friday before that. And by came out, I mean it came out in the PU, the Persistent Universe, and it's been a disaster. An absolute disaster. And I know that some people online claim that, oh, I've been able to play without issues. I've had nothing but good things to say about the game. I just don't understand how that's possible. I've tried every single day over the past like week and some change to play the game successfully, as in the way I used to play in 3.17. Now 3.17 wasn't without its flaws. It had a lot of bugs, some game breaking, some not, but the truth was I figured out 3.17. I figured out how to play the game consistently and well, and it took a while. It did take some learning, but I found workarounds for a lot of the issues that I had in the game, and I was able to actually play the game consistently, even though, you know, I was really looking for what 3.18 had to offer. And now that 3.18 is here, as excited as I am to try it, I hop in, only to experience problems left, right, and center. And I want to go over what those problems are and what I need them to fix before I feel like the game's playable. Let's start with the beginning. First thing, obviously, you got to get into the game. So a lot of people are having problems even just getting in. There's various error codes floating around online. Entitlements processing. There's a lot of problems like that. Now, I've been able to get in pretty consistently now. I've been able to fight through those and eventually get let in. First things first, I run into problems summoning my ship. You know, the docking pads are full or whatnot. Okay, that's ruined a couple nights of play. The next day I go in and I try a different thing. So I might be able to get a ship to spawn. And I was like, okay, I'm going to live out of GrimHex. I tried to move all of my equipment from Orison, you know, all my subscriber gear, all my, you know, random equipment that I got from holiday events and stuff. Tried to put all that stuff in my reclaimer and then fly my reclaimer to GrimHex and then offload it there. I tried that 2 different times, and both times I've had various issues. The first time, I completely lost all my gear. I lost my reclaimer. It was just unrecoverable. One character reset later and I had all my stuff back, but the inventories were infinite loading. So like I would drag all my stuff into my reclaimer and then I would try to access my reclaimer's inventory again, and it would just sit there and load forever. Another thing I ran into problems with is putting on equipment. So, you know, I run the display info thing that's like r_display info space 1 through 4 or whatever. Various levels of information will show up on your screen. And one of the things that I notice is things take forever to move. So if you're trying to put equipment on, for example, say you want to put some armor on or whatever, it's going to take forever for you to put on and take off equipment. And sometimes it does not even work at all. So, okay, that sucks because that basically ruins every FPS gameplay loop there is. Because now I can't do a ground mission, you know, and successfully loot because infinite loading glitches. I can't. In fact, I went and did a bunker mission, and the bunker missions I did were completely out of whack, dude. Not only have I experienced, like, it's hilarious, the whole process. You go to a bunker, and it's littered with trash everywhere. There's, like, broken down ship parts everywhere. And, I mean, there's, like, okay, cool, this is persistence. It's awesome. But this is excessive. There's literal junk all over the space area around the bunker. It's like that wouldn't be how it really would be. Don't you think people would clean that up? Like, yeah. So the bunkers everywhere that's like a point of interest is completely littered with broken ships from 30Ks or from people crashing or whatever. There's just junk everywhere. Okay, cool, whatever. I get inside the bunker. Oh, that's assuming the elevator's there because, you know, that glitch is still here, whatever. So if I get in the bunker, now there's like, if I'm doing like one of those like, on Crusader, if I'm doing a bunker that's like, okay, go assist the security forces there, repel the attackers. There's like way more security forces there than there should be. You know how like there's like a marker above all your security forces if you're tracking the mission. There's like 3 times as many security forces that there should be, clearly spawned from when other players did the mission, right? So there's an excessive amount of security forces there. And then not only that, there's bodies all over the ground in the bunker. Okay, whatever. Then there's some enemies don't even spawn. I had one that was like kill 10 enemies and I was missing like 3 of them. They just did not appear. So I couldn't complete the mission. Okay, cool. So let me go loot. Let me just loot while I'm here, right? Like, I'm just going to open up some red boxes, get some loot. I can't fucking loot because infinite loading on these boxes. I sit here and hit open and it just spins. It just spins forever. And then eventually, after I keep trying over and over, it will eventually, you know, maybe let me get some items or whatever. That's assuming it'll let me even put it in my backpack or on my back, you know, a weapon. So I was like, okay, whatever, you know, this is fine, whatever. I'm just gonna, you know, whatever. Let me just leave this bunker, try another one. And so I cancel the mission. I pick up another bunker, and like that bunker's jacked too. And that bunker's already looted. Like I was able to complete the mission on that one. You know, that's cool. But then like all the boxes were already looted. Like are you serious? Like it didn't like it's clearly not doing a reset properly on these bunkers. And it's hilarious because now they have a timer on the bunkers that's like get out within 15 minutes of completion. You would think that means that after 15 minutes, it would try and do a bunker reset and like make it fresh for the next guy. Nah, dude, it does not do that. There's bodies all over the ground in these bunkers. There's crap everywhere. There's way more security forces. Sometimes the enemies don't spawn. The loot boxes might be already looted. So okay, bunker missions are out of whack. That sucks. It's one of my favorite things to do in Star Citizen is bunker missions. So okay, I can't do bunker missions. Let me do some VLRTs. Let me do some bounty hunting. So I tried doing that a couple times, and of course, without fail, I had like 2 VLRTs just back to back. I killed all the enemies and I didn't get the mission complete. I'm like, okay, this sucks because I wanted to grind out so I could get VHRTs and ERTs unlocked. I wanted to grind rep, and I can't complete the missions to be able to grind rep. If the missions don't complete, then I don't get anything. So I was just like, okay, whatever, you know what? Okay, I'll try another day. And I was able to successfully, on another day, on a different server, successfully complete some bounties. So I was like, okay, cool, I can do some bounties. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about salvage for a minute. So I have a reclaimer and I have a vulture, right? So I went out. Let me try to solo the reclaimer. Okay, I know I'm already going down a path you're not supposed to go down, but hear me out. So I go to the Aaron Halo successfully, and I'm in the reclaimer, and it takes me forever to find anything in the Aaron Halo. I'm talking like forever. And they nerfed the hell out of Aaron Halo salvaging. I flew straight for like 20 minutes checking every single thing. And I didn't find anything. I literally didn't find anything. There was sometimes I would find it like right away. Sometimes I wouldn't find it for like 20 minutes. So it turns out after doing some research that there's a quantity of the panels that exist in different locations. So the Aaron Halo got nerfed. There's not a lot there anymore, but like locations like the Rings of Yila are the most dense with panels. Okay, so that's the best place to salvage, the Rings of Yila. Now the problem is, if you're soloing a reclaimer, you're very vulnerable. And the Aaron Halo is the only reasonable place that a vulnerable player would want to go, because you're not really going to experience any threats in the Aaron Halo, right? Like, because it's so big, it's so vast, no one's going to find you out there. It's basically nearly, not impossible, but it's very unlikely. That's why that's the primo place to go if you don't want to be messed with, but that's not really a reliable place to get a lot of salvage now. So that's out of the picture. But you're not also going to solo a reclaimer in the Yila, the belts of Yila, because you're right next to GrimHex. You're where all the crime stat people are going to be. People are hunting the Rings of Yila for salvagers. People, I saw on Reddit, people was talking about stalking the rings for vultures. Okay, cool. But if I'm in a vulture, and that's another thing, I did do some, Yila salvaging successfully. Okay, I was in the vulture. I did a couple runs, and it was pretty great. Found stuff very quickly in the Rings of Yila. So I was pretty happy with that gameplay loop. But I did run into 30Ks. Obviously, not that big of a deal if you're in a vulture. You stand to lose maybe 150, 180K if you really crammed it worth of salvage, of RMC, right? So yeah, you can lose a lot of money, but and time, but a 30K, it didn't happen often enough to where it was a problem until I got into the reclaimer with some buddies. That's when I got really upset, because we were, okay, I got like 3 of us now. We can do Yila because I'm not going to be running all the way to the back. I got a guy in the back of the reclaimer now, so I'm in the front at all times, so I can act quickly if we get attacked. So we're doing pretty good. We're salvaging. Everything is Gucci until we hit a 30K. And I'm like, okay, crap. We just lost like, you know, some like maybe 200K of RMC. That sucks. A lot of time was spent getting out there with those people to begin with. So that kind of sucked that we lost all that time. But what really upset me is where's the 30K protection? You know, I expected in 3.17, many times I would have 30Ks and I'd be able to get my ship back as it was at the station I was at that I spawned it at, or that I was last at with that ship. Like, how come I didn't get any 30K protection? It just doesn't exist anymore in the game. I'm just like, where this, I should have been able to, like, okay, because after the 30K, I log in, I'm at GrimHex. Okay, that's where I expected to be after a 30K. But the terminal says my ship's still out, you know, in the rings of Yila or something. I'm like, are you serious? So my ship's probably still out there. And I search for like 20 minutes around where we were in the ring around Yila, and I could not find the ship. I just couldn't find it. It was just not there. And that's frustrating because like I expected, okay, if it's not going to be, you know, back where it should be, thanks to 30K protection, it should be at least where it was, and it wasn't. So I was like, okay, so what the fuck just happened? I just lost a lot of work. And so I get it. Okay. 30Ks, I understand. They happen a lot, though. That's the thing about 30Ks. They happen every day, every single day. If the servers didn't crash very often, this wouldn't be a big deal. But how am I supposed to multi-crew a reclaimer and then hold, like, over, you know, this thing can hold hundreds of RMC if I want. There's no way you would want to do that. You would be risking more and more money the longer you're out there. Now, okay. I've had numerous issues throughout the game, and like this is just scratching the surface. I've ran into other things. My hand still breaks if I put something in it and it doesn't quite load in, and then I hit the Moby glass while I had something in my hand. Now my hand's permanently broken. That's still a thing, and I can't put anything in my hand from then on until I backspace. Okay, so that, you know, that's whatever. But that was a 3.17 problem. Still here. But that was a problem. So I've always worked around that in 3.17. I can do it in 3.18. That's still here, though. What the fuck? So there's just so many issues with the game right now that it is, in my opinion, not worth playing 3.18 as it is right now. 3.18.1, that might be better, but right now the servers are absolutely hammered. And there's so many bugs right now. It's just not worth playing. Now, I will say I did experience something called a God tier server. A God tier server being one that was basically only had 30 people in it. Okay, it was like very few. There was like 20 to 30 people in it. And I got in it one night with my buddy Travis. And we're sitting in here and we're like, oh my God, this is how it's supposed to feel. This is unreal. Like it felt like I could hit my inventory and it instantly pop up. I could move stuff onto myself and then off of myself almost instantly. I could summon a ship every time at an ASOP terminal. It would just give me the pad quickly and reliable. It reminded me of almost what 3.17 was like, even though that was buggy too, but I could play that. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot what this felt like already. Like I forgot what a game was supposed to feel like. So it was insane. And there's so many issues with the game, but like when we were on that God tier server, we were able to do everything we wanted. I could do a bunker mission. I could do a bounty mission. I did some racing. That was really cool. I really enjoyed the racing. That was super fun, even though it doesn't pay any money, barely. Okay, it's not even worth it, but it's just fun, right? It's just fun. It's not worth it for money, but it's fun. And yeah, we just had an excellent time. Everything worked as intended. Now, you know, I know that, you know, I've had many people suggest a couple things for the developers to do. Oh, roll back to 3.17. Nope, don't do that. That's stupid. Oh, they should limit the server cap to 50 people. I mean, maybe do that, but I wouldn't do it. They just need to fix the problems. And I've seen on Reddit and stuff, a lot of people post like hundreds of NPCs spawning in a location when they obviously shouldn't. That's a problem. Like I said, I've been in bunkers where there was way too many people in there. And I'm like, why is there so many people in these bunkers? And then also, why is there bodies and junk literally everywhere? Port Olisar, holy crap. Port Olisar was completely filled with junk everywhere. Even the NPC ships didn't know what to do. They're like, oh my God, there's so much junk. I don't know where to fly anymore. Like the stupid NPC Hammerhead was like floating around like a dummy because it had no idea what to do about all these junk ships everywhere. And it's just crazy to me. Like, yeah, if the game is having to simulate all of these entities, like, it's just going to become absolutely, like, of course it's going to bog down the servers. Like, of course it's going to bog down the servers. So, yeah, server meshing, eventually, server meshing might be able to resolve some of these problems, right? Because you're basically load balancing all these issues across a bunch of different servers or server instances, what have you. And that's great, okay? That sounds awesome, but it's also very flawed still, okay? The way the game is right now, right? Like, that there shouldn't be this many spawns. There shouldn't be all this junk everywhere. And persistence is cool, but this much persistence is excessive. All the crap all over the ground, I'm talking about in stations, on any landing place, all right, it's just littered with bodies. Or if bodies would just despawn, like, do something. Like, okay, I understand the dream, right? Which is like you end up going into a location, you see a body there, and you wonder what happened to that person, and you think about the whole history of like how that person got there and they died and like what happened, and like that's really cool. But like there's just too much right now. There's way too many bodies, and like they're dumb deaths, right? They're the ships that are laying everywhere because of like 30Ks or dumb stuff happening or whatever. Like it's just too much. It's too much. You need to clean it up. And especially if it's causing server lag so we can't even play the game. So yeah, that's basically how I feel about 3.18. It's a great patch, but it's a terrible launch. If they can put out a lot of fixes for these problems, 3.18 is still going to be a game changer for the game. It's going to be legitimately awesome. To become playable for me, I need to be able to reliably do the missions I want to do, reliably spawn my ships. Oh gosh, I didn't even mention this problem. I bought new ships, and I bought 2 new ships, and because I bought a vulture. Okay, I bought 3 ships: a vulture, a redeemer, and a 400i. And I bought a ship skin for the redeemer because that white skin looks freaking cool. And so I ended up losing all of my ships that I had. Like, it was weird. I got into GrimHex, went to the ASOP terminal, and I had double of every ship except for the ones I just bought, you know. And I was like, what the hell happened? Like, clearly during the entitlement processing, it like gave me duplicate ships. I'm like, okay, I remember my buddy last patch 3.17, he had like 2 Corsairs, and that was really dumb. And they told him just wait for the next patch to come out for it to be fixed, dude. This is crazy because like I had double of every ship, and then I went back and I was like, okay, whatever. And I summoned one of my ships. I was going back to Orison to apply my new paint on my new ship. So I go to Orison and I check the ASOP terminal there, and every ship that I had double, now I only have 1. And guess what? They kept the new one. They got rid of all my old customized ones. So I lost every ship skin that I had put on those ships. I lost all my customizations that went on those ships. I lost like 250K of AUEC just because they deleted all of my customized ships for brand new ones. Okay, what the fuck, CIG? Like, how the fuck... Like, I understand development problems, okay? And I understand the struggle. But, like that is bullshit. Like, the fact that... And, like, I put in a support ticket. I filed an issue council report. That is all I could do. But, like, I paid for these items. And then now I'm losing paid items with no recourse to get them back. They disabled character repairs, so I can't get my shit back with a character repair. I already had to do a repair twice. My ship got lost twice with subscribers' items because of stupid glitches. So I was just like, okay, I'll do a character repair. And I did that twice and got my stuff back. But now you've disabled character repair. So now I can't character repair to get my stuff back. I'm basically like, don't play 3.18. Don't play 3.18. You will be disappointed. I know there's people online, they're like, oh, I've had great experiences on 3.18. It works just great. And I'm just like, you're kidding me. Because every single gameplay loop that I've tried has had problems. Every single gameplay loop that I've tried has been a struggle. Bounty hunting has been a struggle. Bunker missions have been a struggle. I don't know what you want me to say. Box missions? I haven't tried a box mission, but why would I? Box missions are boring for me, dude. I don't want to do a box mission. Honestly, listen. Let's tone it down a little bit. 3.18. I know it's a mess, okay? And I'm not surprised. I knew it was going to be a mess. I knew it was. And I'm just ranting right now. Just know, I'm not mad at CIG. I'm not mad at CIG because shit happens, okay? I work in IT and I know that shit happens all the time. I'm not a developer, but I can totally relate, okay? So I'm not upset. Now, all I want them to do is fix their game. That's all I want. 3.18.1, come out with those bug fixes. All right, make it so we can play the game again. I am a little bit upset, okay? But I love the game. I love the project. And I want to see it succeed. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. I think that CIG, given the time, they're going to fix the problem. Okay, they're going to fix all these problems. It's going to be great. 3.18 is going to become great. Once they finish these bugs, once the game can consistently get played. And I think that's what they should rely on from now on. Give the PU the consistent experience that it deserves. The PTU can be a buggy fucking mess. Hopefully they take their lessons learned from this disaster of a launch and they bring it forward into the next patch, because that's what I want to see. I want to see that consistency in the PU, okay? Because even though CIG want to tout, this is an alpha and it is an unfinished game. I understand that, okay? But the PU should be the consistent way to play Star Citizen. It should be the way that people can experience what they've paid for, okay? These ships that people own, okay? I know that they want to act like this is donations, dude. No. They're buying these digital assets to use them. I know that it's funny to say I bought a JPEG. Not all ships need to be JPEGs, okay? We need to be able to play the fucking game. Let the PU be consistent. Make sure it is, and if it's not, why aren't you guys like I don't understand. Give everybody like a free month of subscription or something, right? Like give the players a bone here. I don't get it. Why do we have to suffer? Is my point. Anyway, guys, that's been it. That's been my rant about 3.18. I'm just very disappointed that I can't play the game that I really am excited to play. That's been it. Let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree. That's cool. And I'll see you guys in the next video.